Hey you guys, I'm going to show you guys how to make a granny square. There are many ways to do this. I'm going to show you one way. Here's how I do it. I start out, and we'll show you two beginning ways. I will do this, which is going to be an adjustable ring, or without the adjustable ring, you can just do it with chains. But for the adjustable ring, you're going to grab the end of the yarn, which has the tail. For me, I take and wrap around my two fingers. So I got this in the front. I wrap it around like this with the loop ahead. So I'm going to go up under here, pull this through, and then go up under here and pull this up while releasing my fingers. And then the working yarn I bring up. Now I'm going to chain 3. And now double crochet into the ring. That's your first cluster of double crochets that is going to start your granny square. For the corner of your square, depending on how you want to do it and maybe what your project is, you can chain 2 or you can chain 3. For the project that I'm working on, I'm going to go ahead and chain 2. Chain 3 will make the corner a bit more defined and pointy, but I think when you have multiple granny squares and you're going to try to seam them together, chain 2 makes it easier for me. After your chain 2, you're going to do another cluster of 3 double crochets. I don't think I mentioned, for that very first cluster, that chain 3 that I made represents a double crochet. So 1, 2, 3, chain 2. 1, 2, 3, chain 2. Another cluster of double crochets, 2, 3, chain 2, and a final 4th cluster of double crochets, and a final chain 2. So right now this is how it looks, but we've got our adjustable rings, so we're going to pull closed on the tail. And we're going to slip stitch to join our chain 2 to our first double crochet right here. So it was a chain 3, so I'm going to go into the third chain of that chain 3. So 1, 2, 3, and slip stitch. And there's the beginning of your square. Each cluster is a side. So here's how you can do it without the adjustable ring. If you don't want to make the adjustable ring, or some call it a magic ring, then you can make a slip knot. I do it this way. I still hold the tail in front of my hands, cross or bring it over, and then cross over. Then I'm going to take this front loop, move it back, and then grab the loop underneath and pull my fingers out. Then I pull that up, and there's my slip knot. I'm going to chain 4. And now I will slip stitch into the first chain of that chain 4 to make a small ring. I'm going to chain up 3 and start working my granny square. Here is the hole from that ring. The ring is made up of chains, so those also have holes, as you can see, so be careful not to go into those holes. You want that center hole, and go ahead and double crochet into that center hole 2 times to complete your first cluster. So there's 1, 2, 3. Remember, this first chain 3 represents a double crochet. Chain 2 for the corner, and we're going to just do like we did before. Because the other granny squares in my project I'm working on, I started with an adjustable ring, I'm going to go ahead and go back and do it that way, but I just wanted to show you how to go ahead and get started if you don't want to do the adjustable ring. All right, so continuing on with the granny square, I have slip stitched here into my very first quote unquote double crochet, even though it was a chain 3. But I slip stitched there, but I don't want to start from here my next round. For me, I think it looks neater if I start from the corner. So how do I get to the corner? Well, I've slip stitched in this first of the 3 double crochets in this cluster. So I'm going to slip stitch across to get to the corner. So I'm going to insert my hook in the second double crochet and slip stitch into the third double crochet and slip stitch. And now I'm going to slip stitch into the corner. And this is where I will start my second round. I like chainless starting double crochet, where I lift up the loop on my hook to the height of a double crochet, hold my finger here so it doesn't slip, use that loop to yarn over, insert into this chain 2 space, pull up a loop, and then complete the double crochet. That's chainless starting double crochet, and I'm going to place 2 more double crochets here in this corner, and I'm creating my next corner now. So I'm going to chain 2 and put 3 more double crochets into this corner chain 2 space. Now the next corner, double crochet 3 times into this chain 2 space, make your next corner chain 2 and double crochet again 3 times in the same chain 2 space. And we're going to repeat that here and here. One more here. And the final corner for round 2. I feel funny saying round when it's a square, but we are crocheting in the round basically, so that's why I say that. Come, come, come. That tail, watch out for that tail. All right, so we have now completed our double crochets for round 2 of our granny square. So it's time to slip stitch. I slip stitch into this chainless starting double crochet. Here's the front of it, but I look at the top and I recognize that this loop right here is the first part of my V. I'm going to slip stitch under, and this is the second part of it. They're kind of separated from one another, so I just kind of use my hook, pull that up a bit so they meet. And now I will insert my hook under both and slip stitch. And now I will slip stitch across to get to this corner. Slip stitch in the next double crochet, slip stitch in the next double crochet, and slip stitch into the corner. Chainless starting double crochet. We're going to make our next corner. 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets. Now something a bit different. Now we have space in between the clusters right here. So we will put a cluster in this space. depending on what you're making, depending on who you are, depending on what pattern you're following. You may, some people will put a chain 1 between their clusters going forward. I don't do that. I don't do that. So I won't do that in this tutorial. I just go directly in, make a cluster of 3 double crochets, and move over for the corner. Something cool about granny squares. For every round that you're working on, whatever number that round is, that's how many clusters you'll have on each side. So we just did this side. After the corner, we're now basically working on this side. The chain 2 is the corner. We're on round 3, so we'll have 3 clusters of double crochets. Let me show you. Here's the first one, which we make into the corner, into the chain 2 space. Then we've got our next one, which goes in between these clusters right here. 3 double crochets. And then our next cluster, which goes into this corner, chain 2 space, and then chain 2 for the corner. But see what I mean? We're on round 3 and we got 1, 2, 3. We're on round 3, we got 1, 2, 3 on each side. If you just look down when we were on round 2, we had 1, 2 for each side. 1, 2. What am I showing you? If you look down at round 2, we had 2 for each side. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. So for every, whatever round you're on, that's how many clusters you should have for each side. And just keep going. For each corner and each chain 2 space, you place a cluster of 3 double crochets, chain 2, and then another cluster of 3 double crochets. If you have any questions, please put them in the comments. I'd be happy to answer, because you guys are my crochet buddies. Thank you for watching. All right, and slip stitch into the chainless starting double crochet. And slip stitch across. And you just keep going on and on and on like that. And there it is. Your granny square. You can make it as big or as small as you like. You could crochet and on and on and on and on. And a granny square can become a whole blanket. It can be a coaster. It can be one of many, many other granny squares that you connect together and make whatever you want. You can make everything out of these. I'm in the process of making a cute little purse, so I'll be back to show you guys that, but I just want to show you this in the meantime, and I hope that you have enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching. Bye.